Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
I would like to rear up and jackknife my legs and kick you both with my foot bone.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Good Morning Gamers. I understand. Listen, I understand that it is no longer morning. And I'm down with that. I can appreciate that. But the thing you have to understand is I did pot and popcorn this weekend with members of the show. And listen, man, I got so fucking high. I don't do a lot of the pot, man. And so I partook of quite a bit of it. And I got so high that yesterday I was just super fucking hungover from the pot, which is probably just I was just dehydrated, but I couldn't shake it. So I didn't have a lot of energy. And so this morning I had it. Do you care? Yeah, I guess you do care. Okay. I wonder if I could fake cry. I couldn't make tears come, but could I convince somebody I was sad? Let me try. I don't know, man. I don't know. I love, Insomniac games, and I'm just upset about the leak, man. And it's just not ethical for people to talk about. Is that good? Best actor. Yeah! Shh. Anyway, point is I was real busy catching up on what I was doing yesterday. Vincent says he was with us the other night. He says, Jaffe, that Asian zombie film the other night was crazy. Guys, gals. Good, Jaffe. They aren't inventing the word. You're just an idiot. We watched a movie called Zombie Ass, Toilet of the Dead. And, it was really, the best part about that movie was the trailer, because the trailer just hit that sweet spot where you knew it was taking the piss, but it was just so batshit bad. The movie itself felt like they were too much in on the joke. Like when you try to make a movie too bad, so bad it's good kind of thing. As a guy who's made some terrible linear media, like all you have to do is Google the Twisted Metal live action movies, you will know whether or not you enjoy those films or not. I took them very serious. I was not sitting there going for camp. I was not going for Doctor Who. I was like, I'm going to make some Twilight Zones. And they're entertaining, and I very much wish that they would have been in the final game. But that said, though, I didn't know they were as bad as they were until they were done and people told me. That's the gem. That's the sweet spot. But the guy who directed Zombie Ass is also the great director who directed, I think it was Robo Geisha, which actually worked, which was batshit crazy. And maybe what happened was he just kind of got like, oh, they like this. Okay, let me give them more. And it works, but it didn't work as good as it should have. But the point is, it was fun. I agree. I had a good time. I'm going to talk to the chat for a little bit, and then we're going to get to some news. We have video game news, of course. We also have some weird news. We have some political news. You're just going to jump all over the place. I'll turn on the red phone in a little bit. Obviously, if you want to call and talk live on the show, you can call on the red phone, or you can put yourself in our Discord. I'm almost certain the link is below. If not, I'm sure we can get it to you. What I'll say, though, somebody was getting mad at me the other day because they were just like, Jaffe, you're so rude to the people who call. And I was like, I'm not rude to them, but they're part of the job, right? So if you call, you need to have something interesting to say. I don't mind if you don't, but just don't get upset with me if I'm just like, okay, I'm bored, I'll talk to you later. If you call and go, yeah, Jaffe, that Suicide Squad trailer was pretty bad, huh? And that's it? Like, think about what you want to say. Think about the fact that you have become part of the entertainment for the moment. Because look at poor Mutant Mo out there. Here's what he says. He says, it's been a day. I need this stream. I got to smoke the blunt and also watch the stream, right? People watch the show. They need you to be there for them. So come on now. Do I have a favorite color? Yes, blue. Hello, Camillo. Hi, Jaffe. I love you, man. I send you a kiss from Italy. Thank you, sir. Or ma'am. I assume it's a sir, though. Cheers, salute. You made my childhood, and I'm really grateful for that. You are a legend. Also, you are a sexy, funny guy. Okay, are you a dude or a dudette? It doesn't matter. I appreciate the love from either gender, or as idiots like to say, genre. But that said, though, if you're a lady friend, you know what I heard? Did I tell you this already? Oh, God, it's such a weird thing. I don't even know if I should say it. I'm going to fucking say it. I don't care. So my daughter, I can't even believe this is true. My daughter's dating this guy, and his ex-girlfriend, according to him, was obsessed with me. And I said, I'm 52, and if she's anywhere close to my daughter's age, that's not makes a lot of sense. And the story I get is that she played a lot of God of War with her dad, and unfortunately her dad died. And so I don't fucking know. All I know is it's kind of creepy that my kid is dating a guy whose ex-girlfriend, if this is a true story, is obsessed with me. I worry about these things, fellas. Dustin Furman from Last Stand Media is here. Why don't you jump on the mic, Dustin, and let's chat. I'll be on Constellations on Friday. He says, just stopping by to say I love you, Jaffe. Miss you, and I hope we're on a show together soon. Are you going to be on Constellations this week? But I will. She cannot be obsessed without it being sexual. Geesh, not in my fantasies. But yeah, let me know if you'll be on Constellations, because I'll be doing that Friday. And also Saturday, I'll be recording one of our new sponsors. Mavizzle has a podcast called Three Daddy Podcast. He proudly will tell you that it's basically Dustin and Collins and Last Stand Media's Constellations, but it's much more body and raw and rough around the edges. So I'll be on that. I'll be recording that Saturday. It'll go live the next week, I think. You were on last week, so not this week. All right, well, call in, jump on the mic, let's talk games. I would love to get your take, honestly, on the God damn it, what's one of our topics? I'm trying to figure out where I got so many topics today. Where did it go? You know what I heard, Dustin? I was talking to somebody on the stream. Who was I talking to? Like a pro journalist, and they were talking about Colin and you guys. Oh, I know. I was doing a podcast with some guys in Switzerland, and they were just like, the question came up: why does the press dislike Colin so much? And, we got into the whole thing and stuff, but I was just like, ultimately everybody's heading to that conclusion, which is Colin was right? In terms of like, you guys not taking content from the press and not worrying about PR teams, I think has been such a smart move for you guys, because I think now people know, okay, well, whatever you may think of Colin, which is usually, if you don't like him, incorrect, you have bad data. You know, what you know is when you go to y'all's shows, you're not going to be given the company line. You're going to be given your line. So I think that's good, man. I think you guys have kind of come out in the wash as the winners there. So I hope you guys are feeling that. Anyway, the point is, welcome to the Gabbing into Games. This is the last time I'll be eating on the stream in the next hour, I promise. But right now I had to have a Tootsie Roll. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to talk about some shit. Okay, I'm not going to get, we talked about aliens in the last Good Morning Gamers, okay? We're not going to get into that deep today, but I do have a question for you guys, okay? I have a question for you. Okay, yeah, hop on whenever you want, Dustin. Be good to talk to you. I got a question. So, and I'm not going to get into aliens a lot today. You know the news. You don't. You care. Whatever. But on Friday, a lot of the news came out and reported. Okay, hang on a second. Camille says, "I am that guy. I am only joking. You are awesome. You are helping me a lot with your humor because I recently. Oh, you lost your uncle. I'm sorry, but I will continue to live in my hearth. You know." I want to say you mean heart, because if you lost your uncle and he continues to be in your hearth, it means you're cooking him and killed him and you're making like a stew. Don't do that, sir. But listen, I have a question for you guys. Okay. Why is it that we are not, I mean, this should be front page news. People, I was talking to my ex, she was over last night and I was walking her home. She just lives up the street. And, I was like, why is this not blowing your mind? And she, I told her about the Congress people, and I'll show you footage if you don't believe me, or I'll give you a link. These are not fringe people. These are not fringe sites. These are elected Republicans and Democrats. A lot of big ones, AOC and Marco Rubio. These are folks coming out and saying that David Grush, the guy who was the whistleblower UFO guy, is legit. The claims they have discussed and opened up so far, they haven't opened up all of them yet, are looking legit. One congresswoman came out and said that her exact quote, or her paraphrase quote, sorry, it's not a paraphrase, you know what I'm saying, I'm paraphrasing, but the gist of it was, stop thinking these are aliens and extraterrestrials. Grush never said that. What he said was interdimensional beings. And it's important to sort of, listen to those words, right? I mean, the fact that this is not a scene from Independence Day, the fact that this is not a joke or not on some weird fringe fucking podcast, but this is the United States government coming out and talking about, with straight faces, interdimensional beings, and David Grush, who has made all kinds of claims that are wackadoo in a wonderful way, and we are not doing anything but talking about this, is staggering to me. Both parties, sounds like quacks being given the room, says G. Dude, these are not, again, I don't like politicians. Okay. I don't like politicians. I'm not sitting here like, oh, you should respect them. No, but we're talking AOC. We're talking, bipartisan. We're talking high-ranking members of various committees and Congress in general. These are not quacks like Marjorie Taylor Greene, or if you think the Green New Deal is quacky, then AOC. These are people who are doing actual government work. I'm telling you, man, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Jaffe says, Zeke, they can't be both aliens and interdimensional beings. I didn't say they were. I said that what this congresswoman said is, hey, this is not an alien thing. We're not talking little green men. We're not talking people from outer space. We're talking, or Grush was talking, and we've just said that we think he's legit, is talking about interdimensional. What he's talking about is interdimensional traveling, which is probably if I had to kind of lay it all out, I would say that whether we just got real smart or whether we did get some technology from off-world or somewhere, and we've spent all this time with, Lockheed Martin, who apparently has some of this shit, reverse engineering it. And we have figured out how to do the kind of travel that if you can travel at a dimensional level, it would kind of sort of reflect some of the stuff you're hearing about spaceships the size of vans on the outside, football fields on the inside. It would speak to being able to turn on a dime and not kill everybody inside whatever the ship is, because the acceleration going 300 miles in one direction and instantly going 300 in another. If we did it without interdimensional travel or the world's best fucking seatbelts, your brains would be smashed against the fucking window of the front of the ship when it turns. So I'm just saying, I don't care. I'm not here to sell you that it's true or not. I don't know. I hope it is. It sounds great. Can you imagine the transportation industry? That's not the point. The point is, how are we not taught? Are we that dumb of a world? Are we that dumb of a country? This is amazing. This is not, I don't mean it's like, oh, I'm passionate about aliens and interdimensional travel. You should be too. How can you not be fascinated by the fact that we could very well be getting close to admittance of multiple dimensions beyond 2D and 3D? What are you talking? I just wish I could understand why nobody cares. That's all I'd like to know. Okay. All right, let's move forward, shall we? It's cold out there. It's cold out there. How's that put food on my table? Eric, you know what? There's that, what is it, Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Look, if you're so concerned these days about putting food on your table, which is insanely important, then you're right. Okay, then you're right. This should not be the top of mind. But you also probably shouldn't be watching this fucking podcast and spending your money subscribing to it because you can't put food on your fucking table. You know, you got to get to a point where you have the basic needs enough that you can use your mind to think beyond just survival mode, man. I'm not letting my privilege blind me. Darth Nugget, Eric is hungry. I'm just saying, buddy, I'm giving him financial advice. Stop giving me $5 a month. You can get a French fry. You know how much French fries are at McDonald's now? You know how much French fries fucking are at McDonald's now? I ordered DoorDash the other day, and I got, and I had to check because I was like, I ordered 2 medium French fries. And I was like, okay, well, you know, whatever. And then I look at my bill, or I look at the thing when it says, are you ready to check out? And I'm like, $12 for 2 medium fucking French fries? $6? Fuck you. I bought them, but I'm just saying that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. I didn't know they had gone up that much. Okay. Let's move forward. You got to use the app for fast food places. That's the only, yeah, no, I know. They always want me to use the app, and I don't get out of the house, though. I don't like to leave. I just like to, you know, stay here and have people bring things to me. Speaking of not leaving the house to get good stuff, Prince of Persia's out today, fellas. Prince of Persia is out today. Boom. And this is interesting to me because they've also upped the price by $1, I think, and they're calling it Ubisoft Premium. And it's smart. It's smart. You know, I will subscribe, not today because I'm trying to get through some other games right now, but I will subscribe in the next week. I want to play Prince, Avatar. I've talked about this before, right? But there was an interview today with the guy at Ubisoft who runs Ubisoft Plus. It's $18 a month. They just popped up the price. If you remember the way that Microsoft was able to get the Activision deal in the UK and get past some of the regulatory hurdles is they say, look, for, I don't think it's permanently, maybe it is, but I think it's only 10 years or something, but we'll sell the streaming rights to all the Activision games to Ubisoft. So Ubisoft, if you play it on Luna or if you use the streaming option, not that I don't know why anybody would want, I can't think of many Activision games that I would want to play streaming, like Call of Duty. Why? Maybe the single player. But anyway, that will be coming this year. But right now they've got the best lineup they've ever had. And they're saying it's doing pretty well for them. It's cross-play, which is great. So if you have, it works, you don't have to subscribe to it just on PC. So I don't believe so. It says it's so if you subscribe to it, I'm going to get it like on everything, and I can play it on Luna if I don't have my console or my PC, and then I get home and play it on Xbox. It's not on PlayStation yet. It's really weird. PlayStation hadn't made a deal with them. That's kind of strange. This guy says, we think it's a strong offer at this price point. The catalog will only grow as we keep adding games to it as time goes on, so players can discover even more of our worlds. Look, as much as I love the Game Pass and as much as I root for PlayStation Plus, to their credit, and even though I don't like a lot of their games, this is the first time in a long time I've been like, oh, okay, I want to play this. I want to fuck around with this. I definitely want to play Mirage. I loved the Crew Motorfest. Okay. These guys consistently put out games. I mean, unlike so far Microsoft that hasn't been able to, they've started to, but these guys are really putting out big commercial titles. There's a story going around with some of the analysts talking about, where is it? Matt Piscatella, who for some reason blocked me. I've never even talked to the guy. He says growth of video game subscription spending is stalled. According to Circana's Games Market Dynamics, April 23 sub spending was only 2% higher than April 22. The thing, like I've said numerous times, you cannot write the obituary on subscription services until you start getting some shit in the channel that's going to motivate someone to change their behavior. The only reason people started streaming movies was it was like, oh shit, it's a lot cheaper to get Netflix and stream it, or there's this show House of Cards I want to see, or Orange is the New Black. So Ubisoft, honestly, this is the first time I've seen this many, hey, that'd be kind of cool to play games coming to a subscription service all within like a couple of months. So, they seem bullish on it. Will they be able to maintain it and keep it up? Probably not. I plan on subscribing for 1 or 2 months and then canceling it. But, we'll see what happens. Let me go to the chat and let you know that Arian Martin has just subscribed. Hang on a minute, Arian. I got to get you something. One moment. One of my mods has gone rogue power hungry. Who? Rob the mod? That's just Rob, baby. That's his sexual energy and musk. That's how he is. Look. I don't know what just fell. My light just fell. Hang on, fellas. God damn it, Maverick. I'm a one-man band. I don't got a Dustin. I don't have a Dustin, man. Listen. Okay. So first off, Aaron Martin. Everybody give Aaron Martin a pickle tickle and a emote of your choice. Aaron, I'm gonna give you a little treat. I'm gonna give you some trivia you can use the next time you're in a tough bind. Listen to this. This is from the great book, 1,500 plus weird, wacky, and fascinating facts. This fact goes out to my good friend Aaron Martin, who's just become a diet soda soldier. Listen to this. Speaking of McDonald's, McDonald's Arch Deluxe Burger is considered by many as one of the most expensive product flops of all time and one of the most extensive ad campaigns of its time. Mickey D's officially released the Arch Deluxe Hamburger in '96, hoping to capitalize on aging people. However, consumers reacted aversely to the high price of the sandwich and the high calorie count too, let's be honest. It's been estimated McDonald's spent over $300 million on the Arch Deluxe, and since then the company has gone more basic, offering a successful line of salads for the older market.
Oh, let me tell you something, honey. This is not noise.
That's all I'm fucking telling you, man. But that's interesting. Okay, but welcome, Aaron. Seriously, appreciate having you here, buddy. Okay, all right. Kevin says, what's up, dick fucks? Not much, prick. Okay. Let us move forward. Let us talk about PlayStation. Let me just tell you what I've been playing. I've been hardcore console mode this week. Last week was all about the indies on the Steam. I've been trying to get through Spider-Man 2. I like it very, very much, but I'm at this one part. If you've played this here's the one Achilles heel of this fucking game. They kind of have the Uncharted 4 problem, right? Where, to pad things out they just will throw battles at you that are just like, okay, like nothing really happens. Nothing new is introduced. The combat scenario or the level design scenario for that piece of combat isn't that compelling. It's just kind of like, it feels like filler, right? So if you've played the game, and this is not a spoiler, it's not, Mary Jane traps this Peter Venom thing in a tunnel, and Miles is left outside the tunnel to beat up some bad guys, right? That's where I'm at in the game. And I mean, and I like the game a lot, but it's like I've died like 6 times, which is fine. I'm not like, I'm mad that it's difficult or anything. It's just like after, they just keep spawning. And at first I'm like, is this like a mission where I have to find the truck they're all coming out of and destroy the truck? But no, it's just a scripted, infinite group of enemies that just won't stop for a long fucking time. And I'm just like, oh my God, but still I'm loving it. I finally figured out Elden Ring, how to kill these, duo skin god guys. So I almost did it this morning, but now I think it's easy peasy. I got it taken care of. I'll be doing that. We'll talk about Elden Ring DLC in just a second. And then I have finally started to vibe with, God damn it, the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I have not played the single player yet, but which I hear isn't very good. I loved last year's single player, but the multiplayer I've been getting into the last couple days, and I'm having a really good time with it. So I do think On the Winds is a Gabbin Games game night coming up. Maybe even this weekend. I want to do Warzone, maybe the finals, maybe Wreckfest. Come on now. Wreckfest is the shit. So we'll find some stuff. But if you remember, you get front of the line access. We'll be doing that, I think, Saturday, but I'll let you know. Wayne B says in Spidey 2, there's another part later that is similar with these endless waves of grunts. I just can't. Zeke's, I really like the game, like a lot. It's really great, and it feels so much like a great comic book. I mean, I love the license and everything. It's just that this obsession, which I get with extending playtime. You can't tell me the director or the design director or the game directors and designers were going, you know what we need now? Let's put in like anywhere, depending on how good the player is and what difficulty setting they're on. Let's put anywhere from a 3 to 35 minute just final fight wail on bad guys, all of which you've pretty much seen before. Oh, that sounds great. That's just what we need right here. I mean, no other medium works that way. Movies are like, oh, it's boring, cut it. You're writing a book and editor's like, yeah, it's great, but no, it's too much description. People are going to get bored. Let's move. It's not the point of the subject, not the point of the theme of the book. Let's cut it. Oh, Taylor Swift wrote 40 songs for her new album. Okay, but we're not going to put all 40 on. Let's pick the best song. We don't do it in games. It's just like, well, they bought it. It's a lot of money. Fuck it. They'll be, no, fuck you. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate that mentality. You need to mash more square. No, I'm telling you, Cab, you're not wrong. When I'm playing Spider-Man, it really is. I mean, I know I'm an old guy, but it really is time I have to kind of take it and kind of shake my hand. Like sometimes I'll do the XO, the cinematic takedown, only because I want to have 4 seconds where I don't have to do anything, right? It's the first time ever taking away control from me is actually a good thing in a game. Vitaphone says it's passive versus active. So what? It's irrelevant. The goal is to engage. You can't say just because it's active, it engages worse. I'm playing a Sudoku game on my phone. I'm addicted to that, and I won't stop playing it. It's 2 a.m. I'm not playing the goddamn thing. It's so good. And that's a fucking active medium, but the way it's put together keeps me coming back. Zeke says I do the cinematic takedown in Spidey 2 for the same reason. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, active boring is still boring, says Nathan. I agree. All right, let's move on. We have things to talk about, my tiny friends. Listen to this. Nah, I don't care about that. Let's talk about Elden Ring. A new Elden Ring DLC package has been added to Elden Ring within the file. So basically, it's been since 2020. This guy what do we got? We got 5 days ago. The last one was 15 months ago. That was just an adventure guide, but it's been 2 years since any actual content dropped. This is an unknown app that has dropped to the Steam download 5 days ago. So there is a rumor, and all it is a rumor, going around suggesting that, this is incoming and it's imminent. My fantasy, just because it's this Thursday, is the developer direct is going to be, an Elden Ring, by the way, for Xbox, exclusive for a month, drops today. I mean, that would be cool, man. That would be a move. Although somebody was saying in the chat earlier, maybe it should be Contraband. I've heard a rumor that instead of the 4 games they've announced, there's going to be a 5th game there. I don't know if that's true, if that's just wishful thinking, but we had such a good gift last year when they surprised everybody, not just with Hi-Fi Rush existing, but with them saying it's out now and it's on Game Pass, and it turned out to be fucking awesome. Come on now. So I think we've been spoiled, and hopefully, I don't think we'll get Elden Ring, but hopefully we will get something. Eddie T says, doesn't Sony own a percentage of From Software? They do, but I don't think that precludes them from making. They don't have like a controlling stake in it. They just like with Epic. I think Sony and Activision own a percentage of Epic, but they don't own it like Tim Sweeney. You can't do this. I did see that as well. Gnawdog says Gears 1 through 4 remastered. That is another rumor going around. That Gears 1 through 3 I saw was in testing, at internal testing at Coalition. So that's another potential great surprise that suddenly come Thursday we'll see that as a drop, right? Payago, I did play Valhalla, a little bit of it. I liked it. Not enough to keep playing it, but I liked it. Daniel, let's nip this in the bud, you son of a bitch. Jaffe, admit you love Xbox and you hate Sony because they did you dirty. Sony has never done me dirty. If you can tell me how Sony PlayStation has done me dirty, then I will allow you to continue with your questioning. Otherwise, objection or sustained or over. I don't know. The judge says no. They've never done me dirty. I don't know where that rumor got started. These motherfuckers funded both of my companies. They employed me for 15 years, paid me a lot of money. What are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? There are people there I don't like, sure, but, welcome to the 90s, Mr. Bonk. You goddamn right. That's a deep cut quote. Let's move on. Listen to this. I love game design. It's fascinating. I don't want to do it anymore, but I love thinking about it and talking about it. I don't even play Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2, I'm sure... it's not free to play yet, is it? It's still a purchasable title, but it'll be on Game Pass pretty soon, I assume. But anyway, Overwatch 2 I heard was just kind of okay. It didn't make all the look, man, I remember being at Anime Expo the year Overwatch came out. And we had not released anything, I don't believe, from Drawn to Death, or maybe we did, but it wasn't out yet officially. And I remember going around going, I love our Drawn to Death characters so much, but obviously I didn't expect anyone to be cosplaying Drawn to Death characters at that point, or maybe even ever. But I remember getting there and seeing all the love for the Overwatch characters, cosplaying and art and third-party ripoffs, and people were obsessed with it. And I was like, oh man, we clearly it didn't happen, but I was like, oh, I hope our game, can achieve like 10% of that success. No, not even close. But point being, Overwatch 2 came out. A lot of people were underwhelmed by it, but they've been making a lot of changes. I've not played it. I may have only played one round of the beta, the open beta, and then deleted it. It wasn't for me. But this was interesting, though. I just think the kind of stuff is neat. The director of the game, Aaron Keller, no relation to Helen. When I vomited in the bed, I just laid in it. I'm not even fucking with you. So here's what he says. Aaron Keller let it be known that in the new update, I think it's season 9, is going to be all the characters are going to have the ability to some extent to self-heal. Whether that's like Halo, where you just regenerate health over time, or whether there are different kind of power-ups, I have no idea. But a lot of fans got upset because it's like, well, this is going to fuck the support characters up, like Mercy. I play Mercy, or it's going to fuck up our dynamic, blah, blah, blah. And he came out and said this. This was interesting because I don't know. I'm very curious what he's actually talking about then. He says it was a mistake to talk about this lone change, meaning the kill or the health regen. He's just clarifying a few things with the self-heal. It's one part of a much larger set of changes coming to the game in Season 9. Internally, we're talking about and targeting some of these changes at damage spikiness in the game, the role of damage per second in securing kills, and the strength of healing. He says it was a mistake to talk about the lone change, meaning the health self-healing, or however it works, since it's part of a much bigger set of tweaks coming to the season. Sorry for that. I look forward to more discussion, blah, blah, blah. So I'm only curious because it's like, okay, well, if just at a game design level, I'm curious, like, what does that mean? So if it's like, we didn't mean to scare you by saying that every character now will have passive healing abilities. Yes, that's true, but you have to take it in the bigger context. And I'm just kind of like, design-wise, what can anybody watching this imagine what the bigger context could be that would allow the healing classes in Overwatch to still be viable and fun and worth being on your roster, while also still giving people self-healing? Is it maybe just the fact that they're like, look, we still need Mercy to heal you a lot, but we do think time to kill's too fast. And so we do want to kind of like regenerate shields or something. So you don't have to wait as long to be on the defense if you get harmed. You can kind of take cover or, get out of harm's way for 5-6 seconds, and then you can at least re-engage. Maybe it's a pacing thing. So I'm very curious about it. I want to see what happens. Eddie T says they want that game to be Call of Duty so badly, and even after adding a mini map, which is why I hate free-to-play games. It creates no barrier to entry, and games have to be dumbed down for idiots. There's already way too much healing in the game and creates constant tug-of-war and large fights with multiple... I don't know what he means by that, but nobody's dying. Well, here's my question, though, because I know good and well, Eddie T, I see a lot of your tweets. He's a hardcore Halo player. He complains about, like a lot of people do, the matchmaking where it's like, look, man, I'm always having to carry my fucking team. And it's not fun because they always put me with people. Hello, Jezbelly. They always put me with people who are less skilled than I am. And it becomes like a fucking exhausting effort. It's like being Jordan. If Scottie Pippen were out. What the fuck are you talking about, Jaffe? What do you know about basketball? Shut up! I just almost finished the show Winning Time. That show is great. But that's about the Lakers. But I saw The Last Dance too. Shut up. The point being is I get it. But then my question to you, Eddie T, becomes, well, at that point, why don't you just play ranked, right? I mean, I get it if you're playing with just sort of noobs and shit. Or you're playing just general pop Halo. But why don't you just play ranked all the time? Because you're going to get with people who care about their scores and who have practiced and they're good enough to be at the level that they're at, and thus they're good enough to be matched with you. I've never understood that complaint about from the multiplayer hardcore folks out there where they say that, because I'm like, there is how is rank? Okay, so if ranked is like that too, Eddie T, then you must be the good doctor of Halo, because ranked means that they're going to rank you with people who were close to you, and not close a year ago, but those things, are fluid frequently, correct? So are you just saying that, even with that, you're just that much better? Or do you think they just match you with bad folks? All right. Yeah. The good Master Chief Mutino. That's right. Eddie says, I'm ranked Onyx and get people that don't even have a rank yet. Okay, well, that's problematic. Maybe would you rather wait longer for a game to load up? Or would you rather have AI that is meant to be at the level you are within reason? It's AI. Or would you rather have, because, you're basically saying you want the game to invent players who are as good as you to give you a good, fair battle. But okay, so you're saying you'd rather wait and get a team of my level. Okay. So yeah, I think that's a valid trade-off. It sucks they don't offer you that option. But I do get that, because the minute you start offering lots of options, I mean, even though none of the games I worked on that were multiplayer did that well online, I can tell you, though, that all of the games struggle at various scales with the minute you start adding options for people to go into different lobbies or bring back servers for ranked or whatever, the minute you start splitting the user base, and the harder it becomes to find a game. So, hello, Heavenly Skull. Hey, Papa Jaffe, thanks for responding to my message on Discord. I replied back. Oh, cool. I will get back to it later today. Thanks, buddy. Tits McCoy says hardcore shooter players don't want to sweat 24/7, 365. They just want to pwn noobs and bitch about skill-based matchmaking. Ranked it, sweat central. Well, yeah, but in that case, they just can go play non-ranked and decimate the field. Rob, don't even start. Rob got very lucky. He says, but what if no one is on my level? Rob got very lucky the other day and beat me at some Marvel Snap. And now he's walking around like his shit don't stink. Trust me. First off, as I've met him and I met his fucking family, all of their shit stinks. It smells like cheese run through like a construction worker's butthole and then sort of mixed in with like cigarette ash. It's disgusting. But the point is, though, there's Halo. Okay. Let's move forward. Oh, I want to let you know, people have been asking for a while. They say, hey, man, where's your Patreon? And I say, well, I have the YouTube. And I don't understand it, but I appreciate it. I respect it, which is people say to me, I don't want to give YouTube my money. Or they says to me, I can't get YouTube in my country, or I can't pay. I don't fucking know. Anyway, the point is Patreon's coming. I'm waiting for them to approve my little site. I'm going to launch with just one tier, which is the Diet Soda Soldier tier. I'm almost certain I can get parity between people on the YouTube and people on the Patreon. And if that works, then the next one will be in a couple of days, the Cult of Calypso. The Cult of Calypso tier is going to drop to $9.99, and there's going to be some changes coming to it later in the week. But for right now, I'm letting you know, for those who have been asking, Patreon is on the way. I will let you know here and on various social media channels when it is available in the link. And if you're curious and if you're interested, you can sign up. I would appreciate it. All right, let's get off games for a minute. Let's just chill. Let's relax. We're going to tackle some serious topics in a moment. But first, let's just relax a little bit. I want to show you some stuff. Just random fucking shit. Random fucking shit, man. All right. First off, did you know this? You know that, the Michael Jackson. Are you aware?
Crack me open a Diet Coke, Big Papa Jaffe.
Woo! Dustin Hadid has earned a song about... I got nothing. Dustin Hadid, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. He says, crack me open a big Diet Coke, Papa Jaffe. I don't have a new one that's not open, but you can share this one. Here you go, baby. Thank you so much for that. I don't know, man. You won't be able to call me Big Papa Jaffe for too much. I don't know. You know how much weight I've lost on this Ozempic? But you can't tell. You can't tell because my beard, and you can't tell because I'm already so big. It's like, if you weigh that much and you only lose that much, no one's going to notice. And I'm not doing it for weight loss. I'm doing it for energy gain. But that said, though, it's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing what this drug does. It'll probably fucking come out in a week that it'll give you all kinds of crazy symptoms. But for now, it's been interesting. Point is, remember Michael Jackson? Listen, you know that Dirty Diana song? No, Smooth Criminal, where he does that lean. And I at first I was like, damn, him and his dancers have to have some core fucking strength. And then I'm like, nah, it's bullshit. It's not real. I figured it out. I didn't figure it out. I saw a video. Look at this. Do you know Michael Jackson, how he did it? Michael Jackson, how he did that lean? Check this shit out. He had a pair, and I guess all of his dancers did, magic shoes. Not magic shoes, but they had a hidden heel. Here's how it works. Look at this shit. No, don't want to get a goddamn copyright strike. I've already been down that road. It ain't fun. Check it out. He had a heel. It was not a nail on the floor. It was a heel that came down and slid into a groove in a nail in the floor. And then you could do the lean. You still probably got to have a hell of core strength to do it. But there you go. That's how the trick was done. I was not aware. Fuck you, a shitty Michael Jackson song. Fuck you. Michael Jackson was a goddamn genius. Was he a pedophile? Quite possibly. Tragically. Doesn't take away the quality of his music. But yeah, probably. Anyway, there you go. Michael Jackson. That's the secret that you get to know if you come to Gavin and Games, is how he did it. What else we got lined up? Let's talk about Donald Trump briefly. We're not going to get into too many politics, but I do want to tell you, Iowa's doing their caucuses tonight. He's probably going to win that handily, although New Hampshire doesn't look, whatever. I love this, where he actually literally was telling people, because apparently the weather's terrible there. I know he's just being Donald Trump, but, he even said to people, he's like, you can't sit home, Trump said. If you're sick as a dog, you say, darling, I got to make it. Even if you vote and then pass away, it's worth it. I'm not saying he literally meant that. I'm not an idiot, okay? I'm not trying to just bash the guy, although I hate him. But I got to say, though, I just, I don't get these fucking Republicans. No offense. And we're not going to get into politics as it relates. We're not going to die. I'm talking just about the psychology besides this. You got right now, even in our own very chat, Zeke Sugar Daddy. It's not a Trump bashing segment, Tits McCoy. It is a genuine question. For example, if you gave me a choice, now I haven't done a lot of research into her, but from what I've heard so far, I'd rather have Nikki Haley. I think, I haven't researched her, so don't come at me like, did you know she said this? No, I don't. All I know is what I've seen of her on the debates. And what she said on the debates, even though I don't agree with all of it, I go, she could probably do the job really good. And she's a fucking Republican. I think she could probably do it better than Biden, okay? But why this guy? This guy is... what Daniel says, you bring up Trump. Shit, I'm out. Peace. Why? Why can't you have a conversation with people? Why can't you discuss this? I'm coming to you in good faith and asking you why this man that is indicted in insane amounts of times, who has lied. I can't anymore, guys. Nodog's like, you're going to tick people off, Jaffe. Zeke says Trump derangement syndrome. I'm asking because it doesn't make sense to my brain. Okay? I'm asking when people say, oh, well, no, they stole the election. I'm like, okay, well, there's reams of evidence they didn't. And there's tons of evidence that they didn't steal the election, but there's tons of evidence that Trump knew they didn't steal the election. I don't care, Dog. First off, Gavin and Games is where I put up a fence. I build the wall like Trump. On the Gavin and Games shows that are Tuesdays and Fridays, it's all games. Okay, but I implore you, my friends, if all you want, like you can't, we are going into a very important election. And tonight is the first caucus. And it's like, we don't want to talk about that. Well, why? Isn't it an important conversation? Like, I don't understand. If you were talking about the evidence presented by the J6 committee, that is not evidence. I'm talking about the fact, okay, let's be clear. I'll get off this then. But just tell me where I should look for this magical evidence that has not appeared. This is a guy who says the election was stolen. Judges that he has put in place have said, no, it's not. You have no evidence of that. Not one case out of 50 have proven anything that this was stolen. There are actual lawyers that when they were asked to put something on the record or to bring it up in court, they didn't because they were like, well, talking to the press is one thing, but this would get me disbarred. Okay? So, and the bigger question is, as much as you might think Biden is a piece of shit, and that's fine. I'm not here defending Biden. But, and I'm not saying you should vote for Biden, but do you really think Biden stole the presidency and refused to steal Senate seats? That doesn't make any sense because you have no power. The presidency is useless if you don't control both houses. So if you're able to steal the biggest job in the universe that we know of, which is the president of the United States, but you're not going to steal a couple Senate seats to allow you majority power, then what was the point? I'm sorry, okay, so basically what you're saying is everything, again, if you say Nawdog, we're going to get off this, I promise. Bullshit says Nawdog, the FBI were bought off. Cool. Where's the proof of that? Where's the proof of that? Because if you can show the world the proof that Biden bought off the FBI in order to lie and make up facts about Trump, then cool. Let's fucking throw Biden and whoever else was involved in a prison cell. But where's your proof? I don't understand. Okay, well, Nawdog, that's okay. So what you're basically saying, I'm going to move on after this comment. I'll turn on the red phone in a minute if you guys want to call, but we'll change topics. But Nawdog says Trump 20. I literally went to Trump. I literally went to Nawdog and he says the FBI was bought off. And I said, okay, well, that's a pretty important statement. Can you show me where that proof is that makes you believe that? His response is Trump 2024, enough said. No, it's not enough said. CR3D wants to tell me why they're voting. It's real simple. The people voting for Trump had good jobs. Their lives were better during Trump. Whether this was his doing is irrelevant. They give him the credit. That's fine then. Then say that. Say, I would rather have a guy who is a criminal and who literally tried to stay in office illegally. But you know what? As much as I don't like that, or as much as I don't care about that, it was really awesome to be able to buy the shit I needed for my family. I'm in a privileged position where I can get on my high horse and say, that doesn't matter. But you know what? If you're in that position, but at least admit it. At least say it. Hijack Animations, go suck your own dick if it's big enough to reach, you fucking moron. I'll move along when I fucking want to move along. And I'll tell you something, I'm tired of this shit too. I'm tired of this shit where gamers just seem like the minute you bring up anything that's political, hey, I have to go. Look at the state of the world. We're losing democracies all over the place, and you don't even want to think about it. You don't even want to talk about it. Good God. Come on, you fucking... What's your name? Hijack Animations. Okay, great. Sugar Daddy says Biden's a criminal too. Great. Then throw him in fucking jail. You guys act like I think because he's a Democrat, he gets a pass. If he breaks the law, put his ass in jail. I don't have an allegiance to this motherfucker. I don't want any of these fuckers in office that can basically shit on the Constitution and shit on the law. I mean, what are you talking about? Jezbelly says gamers are by and large white dudes with zero skin in the game. There's a lot of black players too, but I wonder per scale, are there more black video game players or white video game players? I'm going to look that up sometime. I'm curious about that. I only mentioned Trump because guess what, Sugar Daddy? Tonight, if you are paying attention, there is a Republican caucus in Iowa. There isn't a Democratic caucus anywhere because other than one or two people, no one's really pushing against Biden, even though they should be, to be a candidate. Watching from Europe, it's a whole different discussion here with far-right parasites getting more exposure and followers. But there's always a discussion. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. America only cares about America's best interest no matter the cost, says Legends. I mean, I don't think that's America so much as that's any country that is in a good position. They don't want to lose it. But anyway, all right, we'll move on. Again, just so you know, if you ever want to come back to this show, it is called Good Morning Gamers. It's gamer shit. It's geek shit. It's all over the place. Gabbing and Games is Tuesday and Friday. And I will be streaming some games today, I think. Okay, let us move forward. Let me show you some stuff that will make you happy. Okay, let's all kumbaya this shit. We can at least beat up on the royal family. Can we agree that we can beat up on look at this fucking idiot. I'm so fucking tired of this bullshit. This isn't even recently, I don't think, but this is recent enough. This is a trombone player, Royal Guard trombonist, passed out, then started performing once he woke up and turned down a stretcher. Bitch, go to the hospital. I'm so fucking tired of these motherfuckers acting all like, oh, it's the royal family. It's an institute. Fuck you, you inbred fucking hillbilly royal family. I don't give a fuck. The amount of taxes that go to, I mean, look, it's a European thing or an English thing. You do what you want to fucking do. I don't give a shit. But I'm just saying, I'm kind of tired of seeing it. This motherfucker passed out. And it's just like, no, I have to pay for the queen. Fuck the queen. Fuck that old bag of bones. Not that she wasn't a great lady. She did a lot of great things. But, you know. To be fair, that type of shit happens all the time all over the world in every military. Well, it's stupid. I've decided it's stupid. People are like, why is he so mad, mommy? I don't know why you're watching this with your mom. Okay, here's what we can agree on. I know the queen's dead, although, Camilla is going to be the queen or whatever. Fuck you. Okay. Listen to me. People send me shit all the time and go, this guy looks like Kratos. He should be Kratos in the show. And I'm kind of like going, well, just because you look like Kratos, that doesn't mean you should be an actor. Doesn't mean you can act. Doesn't mean you have presence. But then, and I don't know this guy. I'm not saying this guy should be it. But this guy's out of his fucking mind. Look at this guy. This guy looks like Kratos. Look at this fucking thing. I mean, he just launches himself all over the place with an axe. Look at this. So here's the first thing. You may have seen this one already.
He's a 35-year-old professional Viking, born in Norway. His journey includes a successful stint as an AMA fighter, service as an ex-army and infantry combat veteran, and adventurous career as a diver.
Now watch this. He's going to launch his ass off a fucking
on TikTok and Instagram.
Slingshot.
It's not just because of his crazy stunts, but because he and his fans call him the real-life Kratos.
Look at this. I mean, that motherfucker is crazy. Right? So we can agree on that. That's pretty fucking cool. I think that's a drone up there filming him. I do not think, Rob says that's just me. That's Tuesday for Rob. Can we get his ad? I don't know. I don't know what his ad is. This is from a guy talking about him. I can give you Sugarbread at @sugarbread_. But anyway, so yay, we agree on something. That's pretty fucking cool. Okay. What else we got? Okay, I have to show you guys this now. This is the best. I need to make this into a bunch of fucking sound bites for the soundboard. This is a woman apparently on a college campus trying to preach abstinence. Have you seen this? This is when I'm going to get back to discussion about stuff in a second, but I just I want to clear the air, a little sorbet. Fuck you. I'm not doing kitten videos. I will cut you. Check this shit. Why is he barking? Okay, you've seen this lady, right? What the fuck is happening with her? Should I show this, or or is this old? Have you seen this by now? I just watched this last night. This is this woman on a college campus preaching apparently abstinence, but I don't understand. Okay, I'm going to play it. If you guys, it's old as shit, so yes or no, play it. The first 5 yeses or nos will determine. A cab says show it. That's 1. Random Moose Brains, 2. I'm waiting for no's. I can put no's in the queue too. I got 2 yeses. I got 3 yeses, 4 yeses, 5. Okay, we're playing it. Bunch of yeses. Here we go. It's not that long.
If you buy her 1 margarita, she will spread her legs.
All right. Now she's like, I can't imagine this is real.
2 margaritas, she will pounce right on your penis. After 3 margaritas, she will grab your penis and put it in her mouth. 4 margaritas. 4. She will grab your penis and ram it right up her anus.
Okay, I got to see what my dog's barking about, but you have to wait because the 5th one is the best. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I'm not a tease. I just had to see if the dog was okay. Okay. So here we go with the 5th one.
What happens after 2, 3, 4, 5.
She will strap it on and peg you.
Oh shit, you couldn't see it. Hang on, I'll give you the image. Sorry. Here you go. One moment. All right.
If you and peg you.
Here's the ending.
2, 3, 4, 5.
She will strap it on and
No, strap-on's at 5, not 4. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I can't believe she was really preaching abstinence, though. There's no fucking way that she thought that was going to get fucking through to him. I don't think so. All right, hang on. All right, we're going to get back to some news. I just want to see if there's something I want to show you real quick. I have to show you this. I think this was in Santa Monica, right by where I used to live. Check this out. This is you may have seen this. I only saw it recently. This is, let me pause it real quick and give you a little context, not much. It just says an endless legend GTA. Have you seen this? Again, I wish there were like shelf dates on memes and videos like this so you could know, dude, this has been around for ages, but I've never seen it. Watch this fucking thing. This guy's running from the fucking cops. What the fuck? What in the Sam Hill? That is incredible. I don't care what that bad guy did. I want him to get away just as a reward for that fucking moxie. It's not real? It's not real? How do you know it's fake? Well, okay, you can say it's not real. That's like people saying, oh, the election was stolen. I'm not saying you're wrong. Show me why it's fake. It's not GTA. Is that GTA? Is that really GTA? That's GTA? Okay, then my friends, if that's GTA actual, then we have come to a point, which is wonderful, that I can barely tell. Fuck you, Kung Fooey, Hong Kong Fooey, you fuck. You idiot. Get on the phone, bitch. You call me and say that to my face. And let's actually have a conversation why you would call somebody an idiot that you don't even know. I guarantee you, I'll pay for it. They could put us in a room and test us both. I would smoke the fuck out of your intelligence. You're probably so fucking stupid you were educated with a banana, an inner tube, and a cup of Rolade. Sit the fuck down, bitch. All right, the red phone is coming on now. I've had it. The red phone is on if you want to call and talk as pals do. You get in at 619-786-3431. We'll put it on the big screen too. If you fuckers can't see very well. 619-786-3431. Look at that little bitch there. Get on the phone, you bitch. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. That's pretty cool though. It's pretty fucking cool. Okay. All right, here we go. I want to show you something else. This guy on a Tinder date and get your opinion. Well, it's Jaffe. What's up?
Hey, can we start talking about Twisted Metal?
Oh, is this what's his name? Is this the hijack guy?
Yes, exactly.
What the fuck do you want to talk about Twisted Metal? What would you like to know, sir, that hasn't been answered 1,000 times already?
I don't know. Just anything. Come on, man. You used to be the creator of Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Scott Campbell.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Whatever happened to that?
Whatever happened to what? We didn't make any more. I don't understand your question. Could you ask it again?
Can we talk about, like, anything about Twisted Metal?
You have to meet me halfway. What would you like to know about Twisted Metal, sir?
Let me think.
You're going to call without knowing what the fuck you want.
What happened to the online paint schemes?
What do you mean, what happened to them?
The ones in Twisted Metal 2012.
Like, where do they live, on what server, or what do you mean, what happened to them?
Yeah, what happened to them? Like, the server.
It probably got erased or shut down and stored somewhere since the game is no longer active. But I will tell you, I was very disappointed because I thought those were going to be just fucking awesome. And unfortunately, it took so long to get it all working that by the time we got them in, I realized that the cars in that game move so fast that we probably should have put some kind of an effect to brighten those up when they are moving past a certain speed. Because no matter how cool they were, I could never appreciate anybody else's custom skins because it was just too fast.
All right, sweet. Also, can you see if you can get me to talk to Scott Campbell?
Why? What do you want to talk to Scott about?
More Twisted Metal stuff. I mean, I want to plan.
He'll say, sure, Jaffe, what's he want to talk about? I'm like, Scott, I have no clue. He just wants to talk about Twisted Metal. I mean,
tell him.
Yeah, I'll consider it.
Jaffe, after the success of
consider
2D
it.
Prince of
Thank you,
Persia,
sir.
can we get a 2D God of War if Sony ask you?
Legends #1, thank you so much for being a member of the Cult of Goddamn Calypso for that long. I appreciate it, buddy, or in any amount of time, but certainly. He says, hey, well, first off, let's assume you're right that Prince of Persia 2D is going to be a success. It's a successful reviewed game. I played the demo. I loved it, but I think you're probably right. It'll do really well for what it is. I've been wanting a 2D or a 3D in 2D playing God of War forever. I would absolutely love that, but Sony won't ask me, let's be clear. And even if they did, I'd go to some meetings, I'd consult, but I wouldn't want to fucking direct the thing. Not that they would ask me, but but there you go, Legends. Be well. I hope you're well. Thank you for supporting the show as much as you always do. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for the question. Last thing I want to show you, then we'll move on to some other topics, though. I assumed this was fake. Okay, now maybe I'm wrong. You guys tell me. I assumed this was fake, but let me get this. Then I want to show you this thing. Because it's not fake, or if it is not fake, the comments on this have blown my fucking mind. Hey, it's Jaffe. What's up?
Is this David Jaffe of PlayStation fame?
Well, what do you think? You think you just called a random number and you asked if it was David Jaffe?
Listen to me, man. I just want to make sure this went to the right place.
But what if it didn't? Where would you get the number from? If I answered it and I said, hello, this is Jaffe, and you're like, you know what? What are the chances of me pulling a phone number out of my butthole and dialing it, and the guy who answered it is named Jaffe, and I'm calling for Jaffe? I'm just asking, what do you think
Mr. Jaffe, the last time that I called into a show was 2002. KROQ. I wanted to request a song.
K-Rock. Did you hear?
Who uses phones anymore?
Did you
It's 2024.
Hey, I got a Discord. Get your Dustin. I didn't see Dustin. I'm gonna bring Dustin in a minute. I got a Discord. You can come in the Discord. Let me ask you a question.
That's me on Discord. Do you see Ember's Arcade on Discord? That's me,
yeah. Listen, Doc on the Rock. Was it Doc on? Somebody was just accused of being like a total sex fiend that used to be a DJ at K-Rock. You remember this? This just came out a couple of weeks ago. Remember K-Rock? Remember Kevin and Bean? That was a great fucking channel, man.
Listen, I'm only 30. I'm only 30 years old. I know that I'm a little on the younger side.
You just said you listened to it 10 years ago. You were only 20.
I did, and I listened to it since I was like 7 or 8. The only media that I had growing up was radio, so I used to tune into karaoke every day. I listened to Kevin and Bean, but like 98.7 as well was a big one. 93.1 Jack FM, and yeah, California radio.
The only medium you had was were you raised in the 40s?
I was raised in a back room, in several back rooms. We don't need to talk about that. I had some specific questions that I wanted to ask you.
Okay, and action.
I wanted to level with you a little bit since you're using a phone. We might as well be using fax machines here. But listen,
fax machines came after.
If you'll have me, you were talking a little bit about politics earlier. I don't want to breach a subject that you don't want to talk about.
I would love to, but nobody wants to. But go ahead. What do you got to say?
I think I can give you a conversation about politics that will be very even.
I don't need a preamble. Go.
Okay, all right, then no preamble. I think that you might be a little bit uncharitable to some of the people that are sympathetic to Trump,
Explain.
But not in a way that's unfair. I think that you have to understand that these people are not looking at reality in the same way that you are, or trying to derive anything meaningful from reality. Trump is a feeling, and you know this, right? He's a cult of personality. That's very obvious.
Sure.
But I think maybe you're underestimating how important it is that he makes people feel. People who have been, let's say people that believe themselves to be belittled by the coastal elites or what they perceive to be coastal elites.
Absolutely. I get it. I get that's why he won. And I don't, even though I hate him, I don't fault him for winning that way, because every other politician on the right and the left had pretty much ignored them. Like, you're irrelevant. So I get it the first time. 100% I get that.
It's still there. I mean,
but
do you think the animosity is gone anywhere?
I don't think the animosity needs to go away from the people that ignored them, but to give it back to this guy who clearly is dangerous, give it to someone else. Don't vote, or give it to RFK, or give it to, run someone you believe in. But don't fucking give it to this motherfucker. He's broken the law. He's tried to overthrow the government. He's raped people. I mean, why? I get it. Yes.
Allegedly.
Okay, well, we're going to find out in March how alleged some of those claims are, but there are not.
Jaffe, I want to ask you a hard question. I want to ask you a very hard question. How much accountability does the mainstream left or Democrats have to take in order to be held accountable for the fact that the people that you're talking about that are still rooting for this guy are still happy to do it despite all the other options they have, because they still feel as belittled as they did in 2016 and before?
It's a great question, but here would be another question to answer it with, which is basically you have to ask yourself how much of what does it take for an individual to have the capacity to be able to say, I'm angry, rightly so, and I deserve some kind of coming to Jesus about that, which I think is what voting for Trump the first time was about. But how can you have the capacity to say that, but also say, as much as I feel that way, this guy is dangerous for the country, and I still have valid problems and claims, and someone who has valid problems and claims should rise up and become a fucking politician, and let's make that guy or girl the president. I'm with you 100%. But it's not, you don't pour gasoline on a fire just because you hate the fire. It's not going to put the fire out. It's going to make it worse.
Do you think that the ball is in the court of mainstream Democrats and even the Republicans to offer that better option, and that we haven't received that better option even after almost 8 years of the state of post-Trump America?
8 years?
To assuage these people's anger. I mean, it's been 8 years since we got Trump in office, and it's still Trump.
We've had Trump, but we've had Biden for 4 years. We had Trump for 4 years. and Biden.
No, I mean, it's been 8 years since that. We're still in the era. I mean, people still always think about him more than anyone else.
I mean
Trump
he's a funny, entertaining guy. If he was a clown, if he was on stage doing a Netflix comedy show, he'd be great. But
but everyone is still fixated on him, good or bad. Do you think that the ball is in the court of the mainstream media, Democrats, and everyone else to offer something better? And
you're absolutely not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. But I will also tell you that I think there is a big part of it, and I don't know who to blame. Maybe it's both parties. Maybe it's one more than the other. But the education system in America is shit, and the fact that we don't have a younger generation that understands how dangerous this guy is, or understands the value that you can have a presidential candidate say, and he was joking. Well, he did a lot of things that sounded like jokes at the time, but weren't. Where he says, I'm just, there's parts of the Constitution we don't need. He probably isn't smart enough to understand that the Constitution was actually written with the checks and balances and levers that if there are parts of the Constitution that are outdated, we're supposed to be able to change them.
Right.
But he probably doesn't even fucking know that.
No,
and so my point is it's got to be education, man. It's got to be the fact that you've got these people. Like if you were to tell, like I said, the last thing I'll say on this, I'll let you have the final word, and then I'm going to get Dustin's call. If you were to tell me that there are people out there that are voting for Trump, they know how bad he is, but they acknowledge as bad as he is and as problematic as he could be, I am so sick of feeling left out of the process and belittled. I'm willingly doing that. I would say, I don't like that. I think that's reckless and selfish and dangerous, but at least you've explained it. But but that, I think, is the minority of Trump supporters, that at least that I see. The majority of them literally think an election was stolen with no proof. They literally believe him. It's one thing to say, I'm voting for him as a fuck you, politics as usual candidate, even after I know what he is. It's one thing to say that. But to say that you actually think that he is in your corner, you think Trump gives a fuck about the flyover states? I mean, do they really think he cares about them? What do you
right?
Fucking
They
mind?
forget that he's a New York Democrat. They forget that.
Of course. He's whoever's going to suck his dick on any given day.
Listen, Jaffe, thank you so much. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Was this the most even keel political conversation you've had? Because I'm going to say, I feel like everyone else has a hard time talking politics, but I love talking about this stuff.
Politics is important. It's important shit.
I know. I think I agree. We got to be cool and chill when we talk about this stuff. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
So
Call back anytime.
I'm going to hang up and listen as they say.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man. All right, let me bring in Dustin. It's not a political show. It's a free form show on these days. Zeke, you sent me proof. Let me talk to Dustin and then send it again, if you don't mind. Proof of what, though? Dustin.
Yo, what's up, Jaffe?
Well, I'm doing a little show I like to call Sacred Symbols Plus. I'm going to take, what do you think of that title? I'm going to take that from you guys and steal it.
It's super original. I think you could be onto something with it, honestly.
It. Listen, this new guy, how's he working out? What's his name, Brian? Is he
Brian,
that's what I said. He was the guy over at Easy Allies. You guys are buddies. There was a lot of controversy. Now he's on Sacred Symbols. People seem to love him. They love the new show. Have you gotten any blowback from Easy Allies? Are they like those motherfuckers? Or is it like, is it going to become like East Coast, West Coast rap war? Or are they just like, dude, we're just trying to survive at this point because we just lost one of our best people?
Honestly, I haven't heard anything at all really from them. I don't know if Brad has, but they, to my understanding, I mean, Brad and Easy Allies are cool. Like the goal is that eventually, I know Brad would like to have some of them on his new show, and Brad would like to go back. So there's not any animosity that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm sure it could be probably contentious to some degree, but I don't want to speak on anything.
Okay. And the show's doing well, it seems. It's like top 10 already. People seem real excited.
Yeah, the first episode did crazy numbers, as usual when you launch a new show, but this past week did 30, I think it's at 30K last time I looked.
Holy
as far
shit.
As YouTube views.
Did you guys get dinged by that? I saw that Apple just made a big shift in how they report podcasts, where they're trying to be more accurate now. So a lot of these big podcasts like NPR podcasts and stuff have like lost single into double digit percentage listeners because it turned out that a lot of people that were subscribing, even if they didn't keep watching or listening, they would still get the episode and they would count as a subscriber for advertising rates. But now Apple has gone in and changed it and said, no. And a lot of these, I was stunned that New York Times, NPR, Fox, all of them have been like, but I don't imagine it would hit a more specialized group like Game Podcast. Have you guys noticed anything like about that?
I am so much more focused on our video and YouTube numbers that I haven't even looked at our audio numbers that recently. Not that they're not important to us.
Right. Oh, of course.
And the other thing too is that like all of our ad sales and stuff, I don't even deal with. Colin does. Okay. So I don't know if we've seen a dip or anything. I mean, the audio ads are definitely important to the business, but that's one of the nice things is Patreon is that
it's the main hook.
If it has its ups and downs throughout the year depending on advertising and stuff. So, but yeah, that's really interesting about. I didn't even know that Apple changed some of their tracking because I'm sure that, like you said, some of those big podcasts probably saw a major hit.
Well, I wonder because there were some layoffs. Like, I've never really listened to it, but there's like a classic NPR show called like Morning Becomes Electric or something. And I saw that they were laying off a bunch of people from that. And I'm like, fuck, that's something. It must have been a big deal. Let me ask you this. What are you playing right now? What do you think of, are you going to play the Prince of Persia? I don't, that game looks interesting, but it's not calling my name. And especially right now, my main thing is I'm replaying Final Fantasy VII Remake so I can get ready for Rebirth next month. And then starting in early February, we have Persona 3 Reload, and I'm also really curious about Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. So, God. Okay, so it's a lot of RPGs. What did you think of Sea of Stars?
Yeah. I started it, and I kind of got bored with it. I fell off.
How far did you get? Do you remember?
I was in a town where there were some pirates.
I haven't gotten
that I was talking to.
Okay, I got to the part where I'm like going into a well or a cavern because the elder went in to stop some bad guy in the caves. So I'm a slow player.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think's happening this Thursday? You think we're gonna have any surprises, or it's gonna be not just indie? I mean, I'm excited for indie, but indie, Avowed, Hellblade 2, and some strategy game. Do you think we're going to get some drop that we're not expecting, like Hi-Fi Rush last year?
It's certainly possible. I'm trying to think. There was that like 3D pixel art game Replaced, I think. I feel like that could be prime for a shadow drop. I know Xbox has been pushing that, but
Replaced? I've never even heard of this.
Is it called Replaced? Someone in the chat might know. It kind of it's a pixel art aesthetic, but it's got 3D lighting and stuff like that. It's kind of disappeared.
Oh, it's cool. It's like flashback kind of thing, like 2.5D retro future. Oh, that's cool. I'm into that. I don't know if it would set the room on fire. A lot of people might be like, "Fuck this shit. That's a baby's game." But I think it's pretty fucking cool looking. But you think that maybe?
Yeah, I think that could be a possibility. But I really think all eyes right now for that event are going to be is there going to be an announcement that Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush are coming to other consoles? I mean, that's been what all of our shows, really, both Sacred Symbols and Defining Duke, have been really focused on. It's like, okay, is it happening? It really seems like it. A lot of prominent leakers are saying it is. Is that the event they're going to talk about it? And what is that going to mean for the Xbox brand
going
overall?
Forward? Yeah. One more question. I'll let you go. I know you're busy doing all kinds of shit, but look at that train scene. That's cool. So you're in your 20s, right? You're youngish guy.
I turned 30 in September.
So you didn't really come up with Indiana Jones. So I'm curious, like, do you, as somebody from that generation, when you hear there's a new indie game and they're going to show it on Thursday, is it like, whatever? I mean, I'm like, if it's good, cool, but and it's great developer, of course, but does Indiana Jones, do you think for your generation or for you specifically, carry any kind of cachet, or is it like, whatever?
So I have an interesting relationship with Indiana Jones just because my mom, so I don't know if you know this about me, but she was 16 when she had me. So she's, Gen X. Mm-hmm. So she has a huge affinity for Indiana Jones. Right. So I kind of grew up, her showing me those films and always liked it. Wasn't super into it. I saw the new one and thought that it was okay.
Okay. Yeah,
the
it's just okay.
style
I
of
agree.
Destiny or whatever.
I'm with you.
But I have to be convinced. Like, what would a Indiana Jones game look like that wouldn't just be Uncharted? You know,
I agree. I agree.
I'm curious about what that would look like. And honestly, here's the thing: is that even if Indiana Jones is, there's lots of fans, he doesn't really have cachet in the modern day anymore. I mean, that new movie didn't do very well at all. But
no.
I'm curious to see what it's all about. And here's the thing. I love machine games.
Me
so
too.
for
Me
that
too.
reason alone, I'm definitely want to check it out.
Excellent. Okay. All right, man. Well, thank you for calling in and talking.
I had a question for you, though.
One moment, sir.
Lord
Here we
have
go.
mercy, I'm about to
Now,
bust.
Jaffe,
What's up?
I was inspired by your first call-in.
Who was the first call-in?
Who was asking about the Twisted Metal skins.
Hang on one sec. Sorry, buddy. Hey, baby, I'm streaming. What's up?
Could you let me in?
Yeah, I'll come out. Call me. All right, go ahead, Dustin.
Okay, so your first call-in talked about Twisted Metal skins, right?
Yes.
I just want to clear up something as the creator of Kratos, something involving his skin. Do you know, is Kratos circumcised or is he uncut?
I've never thought of Kratos' penis ever. So what I would tell you
now's
is
the time.
Yeah. But what I would tell you is the answer would probably be, honestly, if there was really any validity to needing to know that, it would be, I would do a little research or have someone else do it because I don't want that shit in my browser history and search up were the men of Sparta, ancient Sparta, were they circumcised? Like, was that something they did? In fact, fuck it, I'll look it up right now. I've never thought about that. I'm curious why you have.
Jaffe, I think the thing is you created this man in your the womb of your mind.
Hang on.
And so I think you get to decide.
Were Spartan, well, I'll tell you right now, were Spartan warriors circumcised? Let's see what they say. Were ancient Greeks circumcised? The Greeks abhorred circumcision as it constituted a mutilation of the body, and the medieval church devoted much debate to the vexed question whether Christ was covered from his foreskin. Okay, so then I would say he probably was not. He just had himself a tube of penis. A tube of penis. Yeah.
Honestly, I think this is breaking news.
You can have it first. You can have the exclusive rights, Dustin. Go out there.
Exclusive,
Go out there and make your
yeah,
name. Make your name. Fuck these little Jason Schreiers. You are the man now, dog. So,
dude, perfect.
Yes.
Oh, and as far as that GTA clip, that's definitely fake.
Oh, I hate that.
So,
it's fake. I hate that.
Here's why. Here's the thing. I noticed because if you pause it, you can see a road sign. It says Del Perro, and that is a GTA made-up location. There's your proof, bitch.
But I need you to know something too, though, right? Because what that was a mod, right?
Well, I'm sure they used a mod to like capture it with like the the POV.
Yeah. So let's just be clear: you're not my dad. You're not my god. You're not my boss. Okay? Okay?
Okay. Fair enough.
I'll talk to you soon,
I
Dustin.
mean,
say hello. Say hello to the fellas for me if you would.
I will.
All right.
Thank
see you.
you.
Soon, buddy.
Thank you for the info. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Love
you
you.
too.
Miss you. See you later.
See you soon, Dustin. There he goes, fellas. Hang on one sec. Let me get this call. All right, fellas. You know what? We had some stories lined up about China. We'll do that on the next morning. Good Morning Gamers and Hitmen, hiring a hitman. We'll do that up on the next one. I got to head out right now. But Dustin, thank you. All the calls, thank you. Super chats, thank you. New members, welcome. Lurkers, always good to have you. Old members, thank you for making this show what it is. I very much appreciate it. I probably will jump back on the stream later today and do some streaming. Maybe Elden Ring. I really want to finish that fucking thing. Okay, Zeke sent me proof to the Discord. Okay, I'll bring that up on the next show if regardless. I'll just bring it up, whether I believe it or not, but I'll show it to you. All right, you guys be well, be safe out there, fellas and fillettes. I sure do appreciate the support and the time talking games with you guys and everything else. Hopefully I'll see you on tomorrow's show, 5 o'clock, Gabbing and Games. Pure gameplay, nothing else, just the games. Be well, be safe, blah, 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 blah. Hey, now, come on. And now it's time for no, it's not Alex Plox. Alex Plox is tomorrow. Here we go.